doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
It is game day, everybody. That's right. The United States kicks off against Turkey in 8 hours. I can't remember a more meaningless, and that's a good thing, games of the United States in the World Cup ever before. I really can't. I think if maybe the United States had one, it would have been 1930, but I don't even know what the format was back then. So it really is wild to be sitting here and not be nervous. I mean, obviously, you don't want any injuries tonight, but
what about the
weird.
opponent? Do they need to win to stand, or are
they're already eliminated?
They're done.
Yeah.
So
Paraguay
it doesn't
took
mean
care of them.
anything.
Turkey-
Why do we play the game if they're already eliminated? What's the point of playing the game?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
There are several games that happen between a team that's already advanced and a team that has been eliminated. But I suppose the answer is always going to be for seeding purposes and things like that.
Yeah, right.
But
Fair.
if someone gets hurt tonight for the U.S., then obviously people are going to be frustrated that that's the format.
And maybe in some way it's to give guys some playing time that haven't really gotten playing time, so you get some names out there that, and this is for the soccer, the full-on soccer world, not here that we're paying attention to, because I don't even think it matters for seeding from what I've seen. So it's like it's nothing between these two teams, but you schedule it and you play it. But you get playing time for some of these guys that haven't gotten out there, and maybe
develop a B League during some other time. I mean, it's like World Cup time.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. All right, whatever.
You can't just cancel it.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. If the
people
format
spend a lot of
it-
money to go to these games, you can't just be like not playing.
Yeah, right.
But yeah,
Even though you're eliminated, you're
like
supposed
just
to
like
be
week
home.
18 in the NFL, you bench your player. You don't just not play it.
Okay, but you don't get into the play. You know what I mean? If you advance,
I mean, a team could. Like one team could be getting in and one team's not, and you don't play.
Okay, but if tonight was one gets in and one could get in, that's okay. But one's definitely not getting in.
Yeah. I'm just saying, week 18 NFL teams, they do that. Like there's one team that's
not
already
a
clinched a
playoff game,
playoff spot, and this one's not either.
Well, it's the World Cup, though.
Yeah,
So why
I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's they're not going to cancel it. That's a lot of money put into that. Just like the NFL is how I'm comparing it. When you already spend all this money to play the game and fans buy tickets, you're not just going to be like, well, it doesn't matter technically, so we're not playing it.
Okay, let me give you another hypothetical. We go to the playoff. We don't go to the playoffs, but then the teams that beat us went to the playoffs says, hey, let's just have just kind of exhibition game so our backups can play. And would we do that?
Well,
we wouldn't do that.
The game is not created for backups to play. That's what will happen tonight for the United States is they'll play their backups because they have to play the game. There's no option there. But
it could have potentially
I won't be
been
watching
a
it
big
anyway.
game.
To be honest with you, it's too late for me to be standing up and watching. Obviously, I guess you want them to win or at least tie. I don't know. If they lose, does it?
I mean, it doesn't do anything, but you want to win. You always want to win.
There's a 99.9% chance that the United States will play Bosnia-Herzegovina next Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Okay.
In the knockout
That
rounds.
one I'm watching. That'll be a meaningful game.
Absolutely, yeah. Tonight is not as meaningful, except, like Taylor said, to people who love soccer.
Yeah, sure. I watched a half last night.
Yeah, way to go.
Mexico, I know.
6 games yesterday.
I'm telling you, I know people, I know they're like,
watched a half.
But shorten the field. It'd be much more exciting if you shorten the damn field.
This is a game that was created long before the United States was created, but
it's like 300 yards. I mean, it's forever. Like, hello. Down here.
It's
Kick
funny
it to
too
me.
because you
Kick it
played
to
soccer,
me.
so I would have expected you to.
I don't remember it being that long as a kid. I mean,
Well, as a child,
I ran, but
it wasn't as big of a field because you increase the size of field, you increase the size of the soccer ball as well. You go from like 3 to 4 to 5. But either way, I was just going to mention the game tonight and then lead into the World Cup party tonight today and tonight at Lemon Bar with Modelo specials. The Frangie Show will be there, O'Halloran. But Thomas basically told you don't watch tonight's game. So
no,
just go to Lemon Bar to have fun.
For the record, pre-party is the best part of the whole thing in my book. You know how I feel about the Jag. I love the up to it. Yeah. I'm ready to go by halftime when I'm at the downtown. Yeah, I am. I'm just like, I want to beat traffic. I want to watch the second half from my house. I just want to be in front of my TV.
Did that for the Chargers game. Yeah. I know people that left at halftime of the Chargers game, the playoff game in 2022, early January 2023, and they will never live it down by their friends. Like, I can't believe you left. We came back.
But some people are like, well, I left and we came back. So it was probably, some people are so superstitious that they were like, no, getting back to my tent and watching it there was probably why we won. So.
Yeah. We left right before the Titan fumble, Josh Allen, like literally like 2 plays before. And my girls were so mad. I'm like, you know what? You'll thank me tomorrow. You weren't stuck in traffic and all. It's fine. We'll watch it on the replay.
I would have been Ubering home.
Yeah. It was, I don't think there was Uber. We were doing Uber with them back then. I don't know. But whatever. Yeah. I had to get out of there. But that's just me. But I love the lead up
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like Monday Night Football. I love Mondays, and I love Monday Night Football. Do I watch till the end? No. Most of the time, I never make it to the end. But I love the lead up into it. I love the start of it. I love the pregame.
You should live on the West Coast.
Yeah.
As it's like to be a
for
sports
that,
fan,
yeah.
it's
Then it would
really
help me.
nice. Like
Yeah.
on Sunday mornings when we were in Denver, that's Central Time. That's not Pacific Time. But you go to Vegas, obviously, where we've been multiple times. That's Pacific Time.
Yeah.
So you wake up on Sundays. Football starts at 10 a.m.
10.
Yeah.
The late night game starts at 5 p.m.
Yes.
Pacific Time. It's
Beautiful.
amazing for those groups of
Yeah.
people, obviously. And yet here on the East Coast, they start things at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what highlights are for. You know, and then if you taped it, you watch it the
you could
next
tape
morning.
you could watch it in
That's the
like
best part about
faster.
it.
That's what Jeff does a lot,
Yeah.
Prosser. Like he'll record and then in the morning watch it on 2x speed or something. So there's ways now where you can still find it. You don't have to stay up until midnight, and that's one of the good things. But it is funny when you're in different time zones how different, if even 1 hour, like even when you're in Central Time, when the games are starting at noon rather than 1, it all that even feels drastic at certain times, or 7 p.m. compared to 8 p.m. So I haven't been out on the West Coast for football season, so I haven't experienced that. When I went to the West Coast, it was like April or something.
Well, Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was during that time. And that was great, actually, because it was college football playoffs and the NFL going on. So I forgot. I did experience a little
Football
bit of that.
started
It was
at
fun.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
The college football when we were there, which was wild.
Yep.
Yeah, but do stay up tonight for JJ's soccer show.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Podcast at, live, really. The show will be at around midnight, I would imagine. And he does a fantastic job. Watch the full one. That would have been like around 11 p.m. after the first game. Watch that entire one. And then last week we were out still at Mr. Chubby's, so I didn't get to watch that one, but certainly we'll be locked in tonight. And if you missed it, obviously you can go back and watch
That's right.
it. But yeah, I love that the United States has made, again, tonight so relaxing. It really is a very strange feeling. The second half against Australia when we were at Mr. Chubby's was very stressful. But look, at the end of the day, Mauricio Pochettino has done a phenomenal job with the roster, with the training. And I heard JJ say that Mauricio said Christian Pulisic will play a little bit tonight.
Okay.
I don't love that just because Turkey's eliminated and so they don't care.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they are eliminated. Why would they care?
Yeah.
It just makes me
there's
just a
two
little
sides
nervous.
of that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it'll just be limited.
I would imagine so.
Just
Yeah,
a little
with the
bit of
calf
time. They'll
injury.
let him run around, kick the ball a little.
I personally would hold him out, but I'm also the person that wants to hold everyone out of preseason games too.
And people are saying if he didn't, it's almost 3 weeks from when he played. So they want to get him out there moving around a little bit. Yeah.
Move that injury around a little bit. I will say, like, you can't say soccer's not physical.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of, like, I saw Mark Schlereth, he's on Fox or whatever, former Denver Bronco. He's making fun of the flop and, get people giving him grief. I mean, sometimes they do flop, and
sometimes it really hurts.
And sometimes it really hurts. There's no doubt. You could, look, go have your friend kick you in the ankle, with a soccer shoe on.
Yeah,
you'll go down. You'll at least be like, that hurt. And you're gonna stumble from it. You might be able to walk it off. I see that, but it's physical. And so I never really I did realize, but not really, until you really watch it. Like even last night, they're like grabbing each other, whipping each other to the ground, jumping on each other.
You have to see what you can get away with each ref, right?
Yeah,
the teams that's their style.
Cool.
They're just hoping that the ref's not going to give them a yellow card or obviously, God forbid,
So
a
do you
red
think
card.
Turkey will have that kind of approach because they got nothing to lose?
That's what my concern would be, but I don't know why they would be overly physical. Like you have nothing to gain from that.
Yeah.
But at the
other than maybe injuring yourselves and then
they can't play spoiler. That's the difference for tonight's game. Like
Right.
there are teams
if they were keeping US out. Then,
there are other teams where in the group the teams at the top are tied, and so even though if a team is eliminated, they could still play spoiler for that group. That's not the case again tonight.
Right.
But yeah, it'll be fun to see, especially next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Mark your calendars. Most likely USA versus Bosnia Herzegovina. All right, we will talk some Jaguars football on the other side. You're listening to Helmets and Heels 10 to Nick on 92.5 FM.
Bringing the thunder.
An all-out blitz. They hit him as he lets it go. The ball comes out.
1010 XL.
The Jags are going to run it into the end zone.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Touchdown for Jacksonville.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Ace Carline here for Atlantic Infinity, and yes, I'm still loving my new QX60. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months, and every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. No pressure, no games, just a great experience. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or the showroom near Atlantic and St. John's Bluff.
Jacksonville is thinking teal, and so are Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. It's Jaguars Today, breaking down everything Jags and NFL. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. Weekdays 10 to noon on 1010XL.
What if your next fun day out costs you $70 to play all day? That's exactly what you get at the Battalion Airsoft Arena, the only indoor airsoft battlefield in Jacks. Skip the same old boring entertainment choices and step into real action with your crew. Perfect for birthdays, company team building, graduation parties, or just epic weekend fun. No experience? No problem. The Battalion package includes everything: gun, mask, and ammo with unlimited play. So lock in your mission now at BattalionAirsoftArena.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
It's Mike Dempsey. If you're thinking about a bathroom upgrade, maybe turning that old tub into a safer walk-in shower, check out 5 Star Bath Solutions. I shopped around, talked to several companies, and I chose 5 Star because their customer service was simply incredible. Responsive, honest, upfront about the entire project, and their pricing was even better than expected. When you're ready for a fresh look, better comfort, and a bathroom space you'll love using every day, schedule your free consultation at 5starbathsolutions.com and get the 5-star experience.
Hacker here, and I've had a lot of conversations with buddies of mine in recent weeks and months about, this weight loss deal or this shot they're taking or this pill that suppresses their appetite. And I stop and think, man, I was lucky to find Awaken 180 weight loss. No shots, no appetite suppressants, no pills that they give you and say, all right, we'll talk to you in 2 months. You get real coaching. You get real knowledge. You get a real plan to lose real weight. And more importantly, keep that weight off. Awaken 180 Weight Loss is the best program I've ever been on. I lost over 100 pounds. It gave me my life back. If it's time for you to get your life back, go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800. No shots, no medication, just knowledge. And as we all know, guys, knowledge is power. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
So glad I found you, so glad that you existed.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Y'all can always get in on the conversation. 904-641-1010 is the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I was expecting, honestly, a flurry of texts about like why people should watch tonight or why people won't watch tonight.
Yeah.
But I think everyone's just like, whatever, we're waiting for next week.
Yeah.
You guys can debate amongst yourselves if you're watching or not watching.
Yeah.
We're just waiting. We're just ready for next Wednesday.
I mean, look, there's going to be a huge group of people that'll watch it. I mean, it's part of going out. You're going to go out tonight. You know, if you're young, you go out on Thursday night, you go out and watch it. I mean, yeah, be all down with that 30 years ago. Like, ready to rock and roll. Show up at halftime. Are you kidding me? And have the rest of the night. But, that'll be, look, there'll be parties all over, all the places, Mr. Chubby's, everybody else, Lemon Bar, all of them. They're all going to have
and you can
some kind of watch
relax while
party.
you watch it. That's the cool part. You just get to sit back and relax.
I relax anyway. I mean, I want them to win,
asleep.
but if they don't win, I'm not going to be that upset about it. Of course, I want them to advance as far as they can. It's cool how far they advance where they're at tonight. I know that hasn't happened in a long time, so that's all great. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't.
Yeah, if the United States loses next Wednesday, I will lose sleep Wednesday night.
You'll lose sleep?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because I'm invested emotionally, and I've been invested in this team for a lot of years.
Okay.
Like I told you, my brother went to the first game of this World Cup in Los Angeles. My dad has been to 2 World Cups. The first one in 1994, and when it was held in Dallas.
I don't even lose sleep when the Jags
And
lose.
he went to the World Cup in Germany in 2006.
Wow.
Wasn't done with my story.
Okay, that's cool. I was just curious. It loses sleep over there. Yeah. You must lose like weeks of sleep when the Jags don't win. Then.
Oh, during the football season, I lose a lot of sleep.
Yeah,
my
really?
teams. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah,
So
win
it's
or
usually-
lose. If you win, I'm excited and I'm not sleeping well because I'm like thinking and I'm
Okay.
pumped up. If I lose, I'm sad and I'm not sleeping
when
as well.
Florida's not good, I don't lose as much sleep, obviously.
Yeah.
Like once Florida's
If you have
lost
expectations,
3 games, then I'm not going to lose sleep anymore. Did I lose sleep after the Jaguars lost to the Bills? Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Not for weeks, but for a day or two.
I mean, I was bummed about them, of course. You want the win. Mine when I wake up on Monday, if they've lost, because I watched it over on the, I'm just like, oh, I gotta watch it. Crap. But then when they win, I'm like, I can't wait to watch it. And they can go a little faster when they win. You know what I mean? You write everything down, but you just the plays are good, things are good, they're looking good, guys are winning.
Losses, you want to identify everything that went wrong on the play. During wins, it's like, oh, it was a great run by ETN. Or it was a great catch.
Now, if you see someone get blown up, you got to rewind that. Be like, oh, but look at that, that kind of stuff. But otherwise, you kind of flow through it.
I will say that we did have someone on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosure saying that the goal scoring does still matter so if the U.S. scores goals, because at the end, I'm guessing certain things that happen at the end, and I did a quick Google. So how many goals the U.S. scores and whether they win, draw, or lose tonight directly affects the rest of the World Cup because their final placement shapes the upcoming knockout brackets.
Okay. Well, there's a graphic on the TV that has the plus whatever, the first number, right?
Yeah.
So that must be.
So that's a part of
the
it.
reason
I guess
why.
like down the line. If it
Everything
comes down
matters.
to goals, you want to have the most goals.
Yeah, everything matters. But the United States,
including tonight,
right? The United States was in good standing though because of the very first game,
Yeah.
right? Winning 4-1.
Yeah.
That was a very big deal against Paraguay. All right, Brenton Strange, Pete Prisco tweeted out yesterday the Brenton Strange deal is a good one for both sides. The kid is a mauler as a blocker, and he's come on big time as a receiver. The Jaguars do have a problem this year: too many pass catchers, but the staff said it's a good problem to have because he obviously, after minicamp, was able to meet with James Gladstone, Liam Cohen, Tony Baselli, and talk with them. I'm sure he talks with Tony Baselli multiple times, throughout all of these OTAs and minicamp and things like that. But I feel like that's never a big problem. Like, unless you have divas.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think for this
There's
team
people
that's a big
fighting
problem.
over it.
Correct.
No, they're all getting paid good money too. I mean,
Well, not all yet.
They're getting
but-
there. They're getting there. That's for sure. I think it's just what it does. It just gives you that flexibility, ride the hot hands when they're hot, and then be able to set up guys differently each and every game based on who you're playing. 1 week it may be the tight ends. Another week it may be the deep, routes that we're going to throw on Crossan and BT. Then maybe another week it's going to be underneath with P. Wash and with Jacoby.
Or if a team's not good against the run, you pound the rock and you move
on the
along.
rock.
Well, and we've also seen here injuries affect a lot of things. And last year, when Strange went out, you didn't have a replacement for Brenton Strange, and that was obvious. And how you were able to run that offense. Yeah. And then previous years, I mean, you go back to when Kirk and Ingram got hurt that year after 2022, and everything kind of unraveled. So having too many mouths to feed to me is never going to be a bad thing because number one, it's just like music to the ears of an offensive coordinator of the different things, especially somebody like Liam Cohen. I mean, look at all the weapons he had in Tampa Bay. That didn't hinder that Tampa Bay offense whatsoever because, oh no, we have Mike Edwins and Godwin and Otten and all of these guys. Like, it's not a negative thing, but you also have to think about it in that aspect when you have a team that outside of 2022, the last several years, injuries has plagued them in certain ways offensively. And so to have guys that you can step into roles and it doesn't feel like there's drop off, that's a very positive thing to have. There's not a lot of teams around the league that can say if they lose their top 2 wide receivers that you'd still feel like you have pass catchers that you can run your offensive with.
Yeah, you shift to the tight end, to the backs and whatnot, and maybe the one wide receiver that's remaining, that gives you that flexibility.
Travis
and injuries
Hunter.
listen, Brenton missed game. It was big difference when he was not out there, as we all know, and it's been documented, but that's why you go and draft a couple guys. You feel like if he does go down, it does free him up, so we want him healthy. But if something happens, we got 2 guys that we feel really comfortable, like Quentin Morris as well. Throw him into the mix, and we'll be able to roll from there. But the key is that I don't have to focus on that. Now I can work the slot, with my slot guys. I can work the outside with BT. We do a bunch of rub routes. We do some crossing routes, get everyone screwed up on defense, and get them open. So it just gives you, a variety of ways to attack. And then, like you said, pounding the rock. And now, you get that. You get them guessing, like you're going right down the field. If they guess and run and you're doing play action and they're guessing pass and they're on their heels and you come right at them, they're like, oh, it can happen very quick. It can happen. So to have that, different varieties is huge. And then, of course, it comes down to just having a really good offensive line. Yeah, that goes without saying. But just because you have all those weapons, if you can't, block well enough, running or pass protect, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The Bengals, in theory, didn't have a great offensive line when they made it to the Super Bowl. Granted, they didn't win. The Rams won. But it feels like certain offensive coordinators can be able to manipulate things, even if you don't have the best offensive line, I should say. It's not like you have to have the best offensive line, plus you have to have the best wide receivers and the best tight ends and the best running backs and then a great defense to win the Super Bowl, right? Like, there's always going to be...
good enough.
Right. There's going to be give and take because one team can't have the elite of everything. That's not how the NFL works. Obviously, we referenced Seattle and Chiefs and the Eagles the last few years, but there were holes in certain parts. But this offense feels as close to elite as they can be in certain areas. When you put like the sum of the parts together, right? Yeah. They don't maybe have the Jamar Chase or Justin Jeffersons, but when you put all of the wide receivers together, when you put all the tight ends together, hopefully the offensive line takes a step forward.
I don't know if they have Burrow yet either. I think Burrow's still a little bit ahead.
Oh, yeah.
If he's
then
healthy.
Trevor, yeah.
Yeah, so you've got to throw that in.
Then what Trevor has been, right? We have to look to, in now year 1 to year 2 in this system, can Trevor become that?
That, maybe. Yeah, he looks good.
Can he be close to a 5,000-yard passer with all the, or have Nick Mullins at the end of games like last year? That works too.
Yeah,
but is that his future? Because he's being paid like that's his future.
Yeah, he is.
And that's what when it comes to that, the Bengals that year had a really good run offense. Their run blocking was really good, and they could run the ball really well. Joe Burrow just got a little bit harassed, but Joe Burrow's so good he got around that, and so that's part of it. Is you have to get to that situation because we've seen Trevor when the line doesn't protect him, there have been issues. That's when some of those overthrows happen and the turnovers. We saw that in the Bills when you start to get a little bit shaken up, which some quarterbacks are just better than others when it comes to under pressure situations. And Joe Burrow's one of those guys that he's almost better when he's under pressure sometimes than when he's not. And so you want Trevor to get to that level, and I think he can. We already saw a sense of just like being settled last year in a lot of ways when it came to the way he run the offense. And we've talked about it a ton so far too, of now that you know all the basics of everything, you can really just let it go, and you don't have to think about your feet, and you don't have to think about your hips, and you don't have to think about all the tiny schematical things so much. You can just go play football, and that's when we see the best Trevor. And so that's what you're hoping this year. And I think there's a big gap between him and Joe Burrow personally, because to me he's like top 2-3 quarterback in the league. So there is a bit of a gap there, but can it close? I do think this year that he can prove that he can close that gap quite a bit. Just taking control of some things.
So who would you have ahead of Burrow if he's top 3?
So I have Burrow. Burrow to me is like And I have him higher than a lot of people. To me, it's like, I guess Mahomes still, but even that, it's like, well, I need to see now this next year because I do feel like we've seen a little bit of a decline of Patrick Mahomes the last couple years. Granted, he doesn't have weapons and there's all those things, but I don't think you can discredit that yet. It's still Patrick Mahomes. So I'd still put Mahomes, but for me, it's like Burrow and Allen are neck and neck for number 2 for me. And
not Stafford.
Not Stafford right now. Stafford would probably be right behind that. I think Stafford last year was the best quarterback of anybody. But if I were to like build a team right now, I would pick one of those other guys personally.
Yeah.
I think that Burrow, the way we made our like MVP 2 years ago or whatever it is, our MVP arguments, and I had Burrow, and I was just like, that what he does with terrible offensive lines. You have bottom 5 offensive lines the last 5 years. You haven't been able to run the ball since Joe Mixon left, and you pretty much have Jamar Chase and a T, which you have those 2 weapons, but it's been kind of like shaky around that. And you've had one of the worst defenses who allows like 30 plus points a game, and you still throw 45 touchdowns and have 4,700 yards. Like, it's just incredible to me. If you put Joe Burrow on one of these teams like Seattle last year, I think Joe Burrow would have been by far and away the best quarterback in the league.
Well, I think, and we've all done the exercise, but if you went down the list of QBs, I think Trevor comes in around 6, 7,
Because you've got Stafford, Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts, some people would have ahead
Goff,
of Trevor.
you could
Jared
put
Goff.
at least one-on-one close with
so
Goff.
now he's like 8. Yeah.
Now, the one comparison I will say in Trev's favor is he carried this team for about 8 weeks. Now, granted, he had help. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like it was just him. But when he started running, when he started really playing well, he took over. And the running game wasn't doing much. He became the running game. He got better in the passing game. So you got to give him that. But he only did it for a little period of time. Mm-hmm. So let's see him do it again. I think if you have another full year of Trevor, the way he played last half of the year in a couple games,
sure,
you're going to have him move up in that 6th, 7th, or wherever ranking. There's no doubt. He's got all the tools to do it, but you just got to do it. And look, with Joe, if Joe never got hurt, who knows where he'd be at? I mean, he's wicked good.
It's honestly unfortunate, and it hasn't been like the same thing. He turf toe last year, like
wrist,
it sucks.
That wrist the one year.
Like keep Joe hurt. I want a full healthy Joe season because it's just he's so fun to watch.
And I'll tell you this, if I had to choose, like, all right, pick a QB, I think Josh Allen would be my QB. He
just has that like dog mentality.
Yeah, and just the way he runs, and like I think to be honest, after Trevor's 2022. That's what the trajectory I was looking. I was like, man, he's kind of like him not totally built like him, but he's kind of like him a little bit. He can whip it. Mm-hmm. He's got a huge arm. He's a big guy. He's not as big, like wide, but big. And by the way, if you see Trevor in public, he's a big dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not like skinny rail 6'6". He's a pretty big guy. But Josh is a pretty the way he just takes off and runs and can deliver. He takes chances. Okay, you live and die by that sometimes, but
and
I don't know. Josh Allen's my kind of QB, and I think Trevor's got some of that kind of trait in him, that kind of play, and I think that's what Liam was saying to him, like. Bro, let it go for it, man. Just go for it. You can
he was
be
thinking
like these
so
other guys.
much, like we've talked about.
Well, which declines your play.
Right, and that's where I wish we could have been in some of those team meetings when they would review the film. Is like Trevor's gotten the call. Trevor's, deciding which one to go with, and then again, we have issue after issue after issue. Like whether it's drops, whether it's the pre-snap stuff, like all that. Like I'm sure that in those meeting rooms, it's like, guys, you got to help your quarterback out. We've already asked him to learn a brand new offense. We've already asked him to change his mechanics. Like, can you help a guy out at some point in time? And so,
they're probably like, can he throw it to me, not over me?
And there were some overthrows.
Yeah, sometimes that was. You go back to remember they did the same play a lot last year. Where they have the guy go straight down the field and then have a crosser, right? Deep crosser. And if the guy doesn't run off the safety, it doesn't ever work. And then I think they caught, and that's what they did in the Buffalo. I think was it Buffalo? No, it wasn't Buffalo. Who was it was towards the end of the year, I think. Anyway, they didn't run him off. He threw it anyway, and the safety's just sitting there. Like, if the safety didn't have to turn and run, the crosser's got someone behind him. Mm-hmm. But if the safety just stays there, he's just going to pick off the ball or knock him down or what have you. But when that's not run precisely, the quarterback's thinking, they're gonna run it off. Like I can't drop back and wait to see if he runs him off. I have to believe he's gonna run him off, and then I'm throwing it to a point. You know what I mean? I got to throw it, and here comes the ride. You know, it's timing. I'm off my fifth step. They're expecting me to throw the ball. The coach is telling me to throw it on time, let it go. You know, and if that safety is just sitting there, he'll pick it off.
Was that Buffalo? Because we were all complaining that he didn't throw it at the sideline to stop the clock because he just chucked it downfield and they picked it off right before the goal line.
That was at the end of the game. I thought that was more of
I was trying to remember
that backside safety deal. But the first one, he had two that game, didn't he?
Yeah.
The first one was, I think, that one. But yeah, so again, is that him? Well, he throws it, but at the same time, he's like, I'm expecting my guy to run off that safety to give the crosser a hole. And by the way, they didn't always do it from the other side of the formation.
Yeah.
They sometimes did it on the same side. He'd pretend like he's going in, and then he loop back out, clear out the safety, should be open because it's hard to cover that one-on-one. You know, and again, if it's not precise and everyone else is doing their job. And by the way, you know, the rush coming, you know, did they outblock their guys? Did someone come free? Did he have to throw it early because they were coming? You know what I mean?
They're about to get them.
All these things go into play, but that's where they have, and I know they're getting preached. That's where they have to be consistent on the whatever play call it is, right timing, right steps, right, you know, place of the football, run and play, pass play. And by the way, year 2, you should have it all together. And I mean the entire offense.
It's like synchronized swimming, honestly, but on a football field that's a very violent physical game. If you could be tackled underwater while synchronized swimming, that maybe makes it more interesting. But you see what I'm saying? Like every single person has to be
all of the movements,
doing
every step, every twist, every.
It's all timing.
And we should have known based off of training camp that the beginning of the season offensively wasn't going to look as pretty as it should this upcoming season.
Well, look, and I think I'll just for myself, like having your QB the number one pick in a draft, you just expect him to be great. You just you don't think like, well, he's young, he's got to develop. You're like,
no
no,
excuses.
You're the number one pick. I don't care what offense they're running. You're supposed to be the guy that can run any offense, and you're the guy. Like you can make it better. You're gonna make everybody. You know what I mean?
I get
That's
it, but we've seen
always
number one
reality.
Right, we've seen number one overall quarterback picks be out of the league after a few years, right? Like it doesn't always obviously work no matter.
No doubt. No doubt. And it does take time from time to time. And we're just happy he's in his spot where he's at. You know what I mean? That he did turn the corner last year. Now we're just waiting to see, like, okay, let's keep it going.
Right. Imagine if it was the opposite. The beginning of the season was fantastic
and then fell off.
And then fell off. Then our conversations would be totally different. Right? You know what?
Different.
We're having these great conversations about Trevor and the offense, whereas a year ago we were so concerned about Trevor and the offense.
We're questioning it all.
Yeah. Now people are worried about the backup quarterback. A year ago they were worried that they didn't have the franchise quarterback and people were trading him. All right, more Jaguars to do on the other side, including Tom's take. Don't go anywhere. It's Helmets and Heels, 10 to XL, 92.5 FM.
The Poker Atlas Tour is blazing its way through Best Bet St. Augustine, now through June 28th. Get in on the action with 7 poker events, highlighted by the $600 no-limit Hold'em title event, boasting a $200,000 guaranteed prize pool. And dive into the action of Event 1 with an impressive $100,000 guarantee. Join us at Best Bet St. Augustine for the Poker Atlas Poker Tour. Head to bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. Are you looking for a remix on the original Chick-fil-A sandwich? The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is back for a limited time only this summer. It's a flavorful spin on a familiar favorite, created with a Chick-fil-A chicken, a drizzle of honey, pickled jalapenos, and a spread of savory pimento cheese. This sandwich combines your favorite flavors with a new twist. Available for a limited time only, so stop by and enjoy the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich at Chick-fil-A today.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Summer is made for road trips, beach days, and family vacations. Before you hit the road, make sure your vehicle is ready at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Their trusted technicians can handle your oil change, fluids, filters, and more, all while you stay comfortably in your vehicle. No appointment needed. With convenient locations, a 4.7-star national rating, and named #1 quick lube for customer service by Forbes, it's easy to see why drivers choose Valvoline. Get road trip ready today at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. change.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein and Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein and Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein and Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Looking for a real career with great pay and full benefits? Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. As a growing, family-owned company that cares about its employees, they're hiring lawn technicians in the Jacksonville area. No experience required. This is a salaried position with top industry pay. Full benefits, a 401k match, and paid training. Apply today at JulingtonCreekPestControl.com. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call now for your free evaluation and see if multi-unit hair grafting or PRP can restore your hair. Call 904-777-IHRS.
My bald spots are gone. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS is the only clinic in the Southeast to offer all proven solutions to restore your hair and is now offering multi-unit hair grafting. One procedure, more hair.
You've got nothing to lose but more hair. I feel younger, I look younger, and who doesn't want to feel better about themselves?
This year, grow your hair back. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-4477.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you, hanging out on this Thursday afternoon. The World Cup is complicated. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Once they added teams, it makes things a lot more difficult to follow along. But so some people believe that the United States is automatically, we already know that part, automatically into the knockout round. Most likely will play Bosnia-Herzegovina. And so they are the winner of the group. So I don't think tonight the goals scored for the United States matter. I think they are automatically the winner of this group. Therefore, they will play a third place team. But I understand where some people have been confused because in the past there hasn't been this third place group of teams that get to advance. And so goal differential and goals scored and all that stuff matters. But I believe the United States is definitely playing a third place team no matter what happens tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. Yeah.
So just wanted to clear that up. Also from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 904-641-1010. This person said, having worked in hospitals for about 30 years, I don't recall a sporting event where I've seen it on as many TVs at one time throughout the facility. And it's pretty cool because we have a diverse workforce as well as a diverse patient population. A coworker is from Ghana, for example, others from Syria and Mexico and Iran and Haiti and Eastern Europe. So very cool.
Yeah, it is cool. We were talking off air just about the, how these different nations and how they love their nation. I mean, watching Mexico's, national anthem after the United States, which they all sang. It was fantastic. And then Mexico, and they're all singing. The players, everyone's just happy. It's big,
and
big
it's
old
like
party.
everybody's recognizing that about every country, which I think is really cool because all we hear all the time, even with this country, is here's all the negative stuff and the bad stuff, and other countries hear that, and we hear all the bad stuff about the other countries. So it's cool to see everybody just kind of represent and love and show all of that, the patriotism for their country. And I saw a video of Holland. And he was talking about, he was like, man,
Holland, who plays for Norway. Not the country Holland.
Yeah. And he was like, man, it's so cool. Like, United States loves their country. I haven't seen this in a while of a country showing so much patriotism. And he was sitting at a game. It was not a soccer game. He was at like a basketball game or something like that. I don't know which one he was at. And so he was like, man, it's really cool. And he's just looking around. And so it's just those moments sometimes where I'm like, this is what I think we needed as a country to just be like, there's a lot of really cool things, and also just don't believe what the news tells you all of the time.
Well, I mean, think about it. Sports brings people together, man. You're down at a Jag game. You don't care what the person next to you looks like, or
as long as they're a Jags fan.
Yeah, as long as they're right. As long as they're a Jags fan, you're going to be high-fiving them, and I don't care what church you go to, who you voted for, none of that. We're here to root for our team. That's why I always say, like, the locker room's so special in any sport. It's just, it doesn't matter. Like, none of that stuff matters. It's, can you play, and are you a good person or not? That's it. It doesn't matter the color.
And even sometimes it doesn't matter if they're a good person, as long as they're going to help your team win.
Well, as a teammate, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the organization may feel a little bit,
like
but
Tyreek Hill got pulled over on the way to a game and helped his team.
Scored a touchdown.
Yeah, the Dolphins beat the Jags. I told y'all
handcuff celebration on that one.
I told you I was walking into a game this season. It was the game against the Jets, and there was a big Jags tailgate, and there was a Jets fan walking through right in front of me, and a guy just threw him a beer, tossed him a beer, and goes, "Hey, you're going to need that." And the guy looks, and he's like,
"Thanks.
You're right. I am.
Yeah,
Thank you."
right.
Yeah, and not chugged it, but opened it, and then pretty much chugged it because he was almost inside the stadium. But I was like, look at how, when you're a good team, though, too, you don't have the animosity and the vitriol towards other teams.
Yeah. Right.
When you haven't been very good, that's when you do bow up a little bit because
you're like big brother. Don't talk about I can talk about my team, but you
I
can't
can talk about my brother, but you can't talk about my brother.
I've been at games, and that's what we've talked about this before with like fights and stuff that happen at the stadiums and how we just don't fully understand it. And I'm like, I've been at so many games where I've made friends with opposing fans and similar fans at games, and it's so much fun. Like, you end up becoming buddies with people, and everyone's kind of messing with each other, and you're joking a little bit. It doesn't have to get hostile. Unfortunately, it turns that for some people, but I've left games sometimes where we're all just like at the end, like, "Bye, Dave. Like, it was nice meeting you. It sucks that you lost. Like, haha." And it's funny, and everyone laughs. Yeah. And it's like it's a memory, But some people don't know how to handle that. I guess.
I don't understand going after the opposing team's fan just because they beat your team.
I mean,
I just think that's
you
so
don't want to spend the night in a jail cell, is what I would say.
Like, you're not even on the field.
If
Like,
your
you're on
team,
the court. Like, why are you beating up somebody?
And you really don't want to spend the night in a jail cell.
Ridiculous.
But training camp, speaking of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they are going to open up some dates to the public. So that is very exciting. Wednesday, July 29th, then the following couple days, the 30th, the 31st, Sunday, August 2nd. By the way, Friday, July 31st is season ticket member exclusive.
Okay. Cool.
Monday, August 3rd, Friday, August 7th, Sunday, August 9th, Wednesday, August 19th. That is a joint practice with the Carolina Panthers. Sunday, August 23rd, and then Tuesday, August 25th, which is a joint practice with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, obviously go to jaguars.com and learn more about how to get tickets for that. They are free. Of course, you do have to register.
Do we have a when they put the pads on date?
They never tell us that this far in advance, no. So,
Well, they got to do 3 days without pads, right? Is that still a rule? You used to have, like, I think it's still like you got to no pads for the first 3 days or something like that. Practices.
I think they gradually get into. It is a minute. I want to say last week it was longer than last week. Last year, it was almost a week last year. I feel like.
It's a different time. It's just you can't get hurt in practice. I get it, but they work hard on the sleds and the pads and all that. So they're working on tackling technique. You can't simulate real tackling. Guy coming at you full speed, that kind of stuff, but. You get the hang of it eventually, once the games start. But I think that's it. And I do think, like, look.
I think it's 5 practices before
Is it
pads.
5? Okay.
That's why we all get a little antsy.
I mean, look, I think
3 would be better.
With that extra game,
it was a week.
I think the Texas showed you can get off to a slow start, figure it out, and go on a run.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, don't get me wrong, but it used to be 0-2, oh, you're doomed. Forget it. You're never going to make it out. But I think with that 17th game, you have a chance. Like,
Well, we've seen it a lot. I remember one of my Taylor's tangents a few years ago was the slow starts with taking away a preseason game and then the non-padded practices and like the kind of practices not being as heavy. A lot of good teams now have started the Bengals were one of them. It was like 0-4 all the time, and then they'd go on this crazy run. And the Chiefs the last few years have had slower. Last year, obviously injury and it didn't go well, but even the last couple of years before that, people were like, "Oh no, the Chiefs," and then the Chiefs take off again. The Baltimore Ravens had some slow starts. So that's one of the things that we've seen, just because you're not going, you're not hitting, you're not like making full contact. So it takes teams now 3, 4, 5 games to really get their offenses going. Defense is a different story. You'll see the defense come out firing right away.
Go hit somebody.
Yeah.
No big deal. That's what, like, when you play in the preseason games, you get game speed.
Yeah.
Even when you practice together with a team, it's going to be feisty, don't get me wrong, but it's still not a game. So that's my point. Like maybe today, like, hey, you know what? Of course we want to win opening week, but maybe we need some things to work on. This is a game to get things, together on offense. And we got time. We don't have to panic if we drop game number 1.
Time now for Tom's Take.
Now, Tommy's Takes. Protected by Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com, or dial #law. That's all.
All right, my take today on this beautiful Thursday afternoon, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, is centered around Al Horford, who is going to go back to the Golden State Warriors for his 20th NBA season. And I thought, look, he joins a pretty big list, right, of guys that played 20 years. It's amazing to me that these guys at their size on that hardwood court can go up and down night after night, season after season, bang in the way they bang, and continue to play. He's going to be 40 years old. He's going to sign a 2-year, $14 million contract, and he's going to go back. He's the 13th player in NBA history. I'm not bringing him up, although the one thing I do like about Al Horford is when he was with the trio of the Gators, whatever year that was, they went back to back, right?
They were called the 04s, right? But they won in 06 and 07.
They were, he was kind of like, to me, an unsung, just a workhorse, good player, type thing. And then he goes off to the league, and he's just been a great NBA player. So, yeah, congratulations. That's my take. Like, hey, man, keep going. Yeah. Play as long as you can, because that money ain't out there like the NBA is, and the glory, which we all miss when it's over. And that's my take today, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, the largest personal injury law firm in the world, because they win. Pound Law, that's all, or at forthepeople.com.
Just around $291 million earned for one Al.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
That's Trevor's contract,
obviously,
by the way.
Yeah, right.
Former Gator, and then you had former Gator Udonis Haslem, who also played a ton of years.
He's in 20. He's in that list too.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It is. It's I tell
other guys that, like you said, came in with him have been sitting at home for a decade already. Yeah.
I had a guest today on from the horse's mouth. He's a fitness instructor. Is fit. His name's Israel. He played D2 basketball. He went to high school with the Pouncey brothers in Rainey and whatnot down in was that Lakeland or somewhere down that way. Anyway, he's basketball, but he comes in, he's like 6'9", 10, whatever. He's gigantic. And I told him before, I said, basketball players to me are pound for pound and size for size the greatest athletes out of all sports, I think. I mean, how is 6'10", 6'8", they can move? I forget dribbling and shooting and dunking and all that. I mean, just changing direction, running up and down the court, the way they can just move.
I'm sure he agreed with you.
He smiled ear to ear. He's like, yeah, I agree. But I do. I think hockey players are a close second. I think the way you have to turn and stop and go really fast, and the other, you got to be really fluid in your
on
hips.
Skates, on ice, while controlling a puck.
Backwards, forward.
While getting hit, full contact.
I'd like to know which sports athletes, and not track and field, and maybe not swimming too, but like those types of sport athletes, which ones have the better cardio level? Like, is it basketball? Is it soccer? Is it hockey? Like, all three of those, I feel like, I mean, because no offense to football players, but you have time in between every single play. Yeah. So you can kind of catch your breath and regroup. Yeah, those other ones.
Soccer's a little bit like that. You have bursts of sprints, depending where the ball is.
And depending on what position you play.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You can
if you're a center midfielder that's both attacking and trying to play defense too. But yeah, I know what you mean.
It's a good question.
But basketball, that type of sprinting if you're playing well, you are sprinting.
You're putting in the effort.
Yeah. But and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you get substituted in soccer, you're not coming back in.
Correct. Yeah. And hockey, you have those shifts and things like that. But you're going for those however many minutes you're going to be on the ice.
Minutes-wise, hockey has the most straight minutes calculated minutes that they play in a season.
Oh, per
a season in whole, but game per game per season. Yeah, because the rest is 40 seconds, then you're jumping back up.
All of them are better athletes than me. I can confirm
me too.
that. More than two on the other side. It's Helmets and Heels, 10 XL, and 92.5 FM.
Because you love the game. And so do we. 1010XL.
ET here for Encore Research. What if the next medical breakthrough started with you? Clinical research volunteers play a vital role in helping doctors better understand diseases and develop future treatments. This summer, discover how participating in a clinical research study can advance medical breakthroughs while empowering you to take an active role in your own healthcare journey. Are you ready to learn? Check them out at EncoreDocs.com. Together, we're building a healthier future for Jacksonville.
College football fans, I'm Greg McGarity, President and CEO of the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. Don't miss your last chance to watch college football in Jacksonville before the stadium is renovated. The SEC and ACC face off in Everbank Stadium for this year's TaxSlayer Gator Bowl Wednesday, December 30th at 11:30 a.m. A perfect buy for family stocking stuffers. Act now and get a sizzling summer special of 4 tickets for $100 at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
America's turning 250, and Superior Fireworks is ready for the biggest 4th of July in a generation. Beat the rush and save during their 4th of July early sale, now through June 30th. Shop early for the best prices, selection, and shopping experience before huge last-minute crowds arrive. Superior Fireworks, the locally owned fireworks superstore, right on Blanding Boulevard in Orange Park and at superiorfireworks.com/radio.
Hi, I'm Blake Bortles. People know I've always said if I wasn't playing football, I'd probably be on a construction site. So Next Gen Roofing finally let me live the dream.
Blake, why are you wearing a red practice jersey?
Always worn it for safety.
Right.
Well, around here, the red jersey means you're the new guy, so you're in charge of garbage cleanup.
Perfect. I love garbage time. Always excelled in it.
It's not exactly what I meant.
Good thing Next Gen Roofing has real pros handling everything from family homes to large commercial buildings. Next Gen, teamed up with you.
Teamed up with you.
Did you know that Kuhn Flowers showrooms are filled with gift ideas for the ones you love? This is Hacker. From floral arrangements to unique and timely gifts, Kuhn Flowers has been a staple here in Jacksonville for over 75 years. KuhnFlowers.com.
Everybody's doing it. ET's doing it. You know I'm doing it. Our business manager's doing it. I know our listeners are doing it. Listen up, St. Augustine grass homeowners. TopDressing.com season is here. Michelle did it 4 weeks ago, and now she's saying, my grass kicks ass. Her words, not mine. But it's worth it, man. I came back from vacation this summer, and the lawn is looking lush green, just like Ireland. Get to TopDressing.com today or call 888-850-1850 for your free estimate. TopDressing.com.
It's Men's Health Month, and Ackerman Urology reminds you that early detection matters for prostate health. If you're over 40, now's the time to get checked. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. So don't wait. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Get out of the heat and into the action with the Jacksonville Sharks coming up Sunday, June 28th. Kickoff 7:30 and tickets start at just $15. Be one of the first 1,000 fans and receive a free light stick. It's Red Out Night. Wear a red shirt and let's make the tank a sea of red. Witness history as Aaron Garcia becomes the first player ever inducted into the Sharks Ring of Honor, presented by Kia on Atlantic. Bring the whole crew and try our family 4-pack. 4 tickets and $50 in food vouchers for only $100. The fun continues on the field after the game with our free autograph session, sponsored by Flight Adventure Park. For tickets, go to jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. That's 621-0700.
Get out of the heat and into the action.
Sharks football, where memories are made.
Go Sharks!
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Welcome back to Helmets and Heels on this Thursday afternoon. Reminder, head to the Lemon Bar, 4 to 6 today. And then, of course, for the game tonight, the United States versus Turkey. After all of the debate we've had, Tom, now you have to watch tonight's game.
I'm definitely not watching it. Oh,
He's sticking his heels in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be...
I wouldn't anyway. I mean, I might, if I'm up at 10, I will have it on.
If it mattered tonight, would that affect?
It would probably be different. Yeah, but I fall
totally
asleep.
get that.
Listen, man, I get tired, man. I'm tired. I'm an old man. I get tired at night. I like, I hit the rack early during the week.
Sure.
But I would look again if it probably had more meaning. I'd probably have it on while I'm going to sleep.
I totally understand. I do think that people will watch probably the first half tonight. That's usually probably around the time I would say most people probably go to bed around 11, between 10 and 11. I'll say, at least on the East Coast, and so. Yeah, I would imagine most people are going to end up watching the first half tonight. If the United States is losing or if it's a draw, maybe they'll tune into the second half, even though they know the United States is already advanced.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's a game where the United States is up 3-0 at half, I imagine most people will watch this.
We all know there's a ton of soccer fans.
Oh,
there'll be plenty of people watching.
And there are people that are not soccer fans that are dialed into the World Cup.
Yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, because the United States men's national team means something to this country, and as far as we are one of the underdogs.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we've been playing a heck of a lot better.
Yeah.
But we are one of the underdogs. Made the last World Cup, didn't make it 2 World Cups ago. That's very recent history. That's less than 10 years
And we
ago.
just had the hockey, and that was really awesome and patriotic, and now we want it again. I get it.
That
totally
and
get
you
it.
want to do better in a sport where you have struggled for a significant period of time. All right, time now for Taylor's Tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
Reminder, don't call until the end of the tangent.
So we're continuing on. We were talking about quarterbacks and, kind of where we put Trevor in the quarterback rankings right now. But I saw an article recently, and it was about the clutch quarterbacks from this last season. Over time, it kind of briefly talks about some of them, which was kind of funny on one of the stats, actually, because it was like the most clutch quarterback ever, and this is through PFF, so all of their numbers when it comes to, it's over 720 qualifying quarterback seasons, but they have to have a minimum of 45 dropbacks for this specific season that they're calculated. And so they talk about the medium clutch grade is around a 65 for them. And so only 22% of quarterbacks of that 720 have a higher grade than 65 in those clutch final moments of a game to win for their football team. And then 34% of those are below 60%. And so they're far below that median grade. The all-time highest belongs to Peyton Manning in 2006. Manning earned a 92 grade with a 9.48 big-time throw rate and only a 2% turnover-worthy play rate. The all-time low is Blake Bortles in 2017. Bortles' 28 mark in 2017 was driven by a 12.73 turnover-worthy play rate during that time. So that was just an interesting number. But when it goes back to 2025 and the clutch quarterbacks from this last season, they break it all down for their passing grades, their touchdown to interceptions in those clutch moments at the end of games. And then they go through their turnover worthy plays and stuff like that, because they do calculate not all turnover worthy plays end up being picked off. Obviously, it's like a bad throw. They'll calculate as a bad throw sometimes, but the DB drops it, or, there's other circumstances as how it's not. But one of their highest rated is actually Dak Prescott. He had an 87.8 passing grade in 2025 when it comes to those clutch moments for him. He says the Cowboys quarterback recorded 9 big-time throws against just 4 turnover-worthy plays, averaging 8.1 yards per attempt. More importantly, he consistently stacked positive plays, earning a positive grade of over 30% of his snaps, the 5th highest rate among 43 qualifiers. But the next is Matthew Stafford. I think that's probably one of the ones we all would have named if you were to ask, that guy, 14 big-time throws for him this season. The next was Lamar Jackson. So Lamar got hurt, so this is a smaller sample size, obviously, but he still had that category of the 45 dropbacks. He had 65, actually, so 20 over that number that they were kind of calculating. But he led the NFL in yards per attempt in those clutch situations, which is 10.2, and recorded only 1 turnover-worthy play in the process. So it was he had the lowest among the top 5 quarterbacks in that turnover-worthy play rate. The next behind that was Sam Darnold, so Super Bowl winner, posted a 0.89 turnover-worthy play rate in the playoffs, which we talked about. That was one of the biggest things because he kind of struggled turning the ball over in certain situations during the regular season, and then during the postseason, he was just at a whole other level. But it said for him, he ranked among the NFL's top 5 quarterbacks in several key efficiency metrics, including accurate throw rate, 73.3%, which was 3rd in the NFL. Negatively graded play rate, so that's the one I was saying where they'll just say this was a bad throw. Maybe it didn't get picked off, but he had the 5th lowest in that. So a lot of good things from him. And then Josh Allen is their next. Josh Allen It says he enters virtually every season as the consensus favorite clutch quarterback in the NFL right now. The Bills star has now posted a clutch grade above 70 in 5 of 8 qualifying seasons, including 4 above a 75. Remember that 65 is the median for quarterbacks in the NFL. But Allen remained productive across the board in clutch moments last season, ranking 4th in yards per attempt, 8th in accurate throw rate, and 6th in his full-on passing grade. So that's why a lot of people, you mentioned Josh Allen would be your guy. There's a lot of things he does well when it comes to the toughness, but a lot of these other, when you need him to lock in, he locks in.
Except he missed the tight end that got his coach fired. That'd have been really clutch there, Josh, to help your team out. But, yeah, look, I think Dak can be clutch, but clutch to me is like, man, playoffs, real big game. Like,
That's why it was interesting seeing Dak, because we always criticize it opposite of like Dak can never win the big games. But other people have argued it's not Dak. It's a lot of the pieces around him start to fall apart. Like he'll have 370 yards, 4 touchdowns, and they lose the game. And we saw that several times the last couple of years. Their defense has been really bad.
Maybe keep Micah Parsons.
That might help a little bit. It actually got better when Parsons was gone, though, the defense, which is crazy.
Yeah. All right, we've got lunch to give away.
We do. Free lunch to Chick-fil-A. You get free lunch for 2. Give us a call at 641-1010. And caller number 4, you get free lunch to Chick-fil-A.
That's right. That's what we do. Give away free lunch. We will be right back. 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. Tensions build.
3rd and 12. Let's go.
Plot thickens.
We got to get off the field.
Crowds roar. Tune in and let the show begin. Your home for live play-by-play is 1010XL.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Truck accidents can happen and can be devastating. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Raggets is proud to serve the 904. If you've been seriously injured in a truck accident, protect yourself and your family by understanding your rights and legal options. Our attorneys are experienced in handling complex truck cases and can guide you through this. No fees unless you recover damages. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Raggets, offices Jacksonville.
I insist on complete honesty.
You can chime in anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
If you have something to say to me, I wish you would just say it.
Share your opinion.
Are you nuts? What?
641-1010.
That's crazy.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey man, what's Hard Rock Bet giving new players?
If you win your first $5 bet, you get $150 in bonus bets.
$750? ¿Cuánto? Oh, was that Ronaldinho? Sounds like his first bet scored.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New customers bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Feel a vibration in your steering wheel at highway speeds? That's not something to ignore, and a standard tire balance might not fix it. At G&H Tires and Service, they offer road force balancing, an advanced system that simulates how your tire actually performs on the road to detect hidden issues. It goes beyond traditional balancing to reduce vibration, improve handling, and extend the life of your tires. Newer vehicles, especially with low-profile tires, demand this level of precision. Drive smoother. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard, where your ride gets dialed in right.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180. Increase flexibility, strength, and endurance. Breaking 190 or even 80 could be just 40 pounds away. Results this summer with the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180, weightloss.com.
Want to stretch that dollar? Taylor Doll here to help save you money with the Money Pages magazine and app. Trying to figure out dinner? Money Pages has deals at your favorite local restaurants. Need auto repairs or an oil change? Money Pages has coupons to help you save. Looking to do some home improvement projects? Money Pages has deals on everything home, from AC repair and plumbing to flooring and painting. Check your mailbox for Money Pages today and download the app for savings on the go.
Northeast Florida's highest-rated residential home electrical contractor is American Electrical, providing unsurpassed quality in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, and Nassau counties. No matter your electrical problem or project, large or small, American Electrical will get it done at a price that's right. High-quality electrician, that's who they are. Trust a company that's been on the First Coast for decades. proudly serving the community while being a big part of the community. Call American Electrical for all your electric needs at 737-7770. Wired right at a fair price.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't
July
flinch.
29th, and that will be open to the public. 9 practices in total will be open to fans. The other practices in that group will be held July 30th, August 2nd through the 3rd, August 7th, August 9th, August 19th, August 23rd, and August 25th. It's 94 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farrah.
So I just want to mention Pete Prisco's top 10. Number 1, Matthew Stafford. Number 2, Josh Allen. Number 3, Joe Burrow. Number 4, Patrick Mahomes. First time Mahomes has probably been out of the top 3 in a while. Number 5, Lamar Jackson. No real surprises. Number 6, Dak Prescott. Maybe he looked at those clutch stats as well. Number 7, Jordan Love. Number 8, Jared Goff. Number 9, Drake May. And number 10, Justin Herbert. I feel like because Prisco's been known to be like a Jag lover, he's almost going like the complete opposite direction. And so he makes sure that Trevor Lawrence is not in his top 10 after this season and not in the top 60 when it comes to NFL or Pete Prisco's top 100 NFL players. So
not in the top 60?
Not in the top 60. I think he was 65th.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Drake May was terrible in the playoffs, so I
and
don't
Justin
know.
Herbert, again,
I don't know.
He's been all right.
I think Herbert and Trevor are pretty close one-on-one.
they're very similar.
You know what I mean? They seem, we'll see if Trev can pull away this year. They're working on his footwork too, so who knows out there on the West Coast.
Jordan Love?
People love him, especially. I told you he's going to have literally we had our text and you were like, oh, maybe we'll get some Jags love. I was like, he'll have 17 Packers on there because he's obsessed with the Packers. So I'm not surprised. But there are a lot of people like Jordan Love when it comes to all those like EPA pass per play, blah, 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 blah. Like he's always the top at all of those. I just don't watch him and see somebody that's like, whoa, he can change a game. But he doesn't make a ton of mistakes. He'll, he does have a good arm, so he can do things well. He just, to me, isn't this like game changer quarterback. He just does what he's more manager, which I've said before isn't like a bad thing. I think we see in San Francisco, they continuously do that. But there's some people that are way higher on Jordan Love, and this is a little biased for me, but other people like Trent that works with me in the media is like, I don't get it either. And I'm like, I don't know. We'll see.
I think the eye test says he's really good. He's just not, the great, the elite. Yeah, he's a good quarterback. I mean, it's not like he's a bad quarterback.
I would have Jared Goff definitely ahead of both Dak Prescott and Jordan Love.
Me too. Goff
me personally. And I wouldn't have Drake May in the top 10 either because what we're remembering is, how bad the postseason was.
And that matters, I mean, it's great you did in the regular season. That was awesome.
And for some people, that's what they remember of Trevor, was if they only watched the one wild card game, they saw the 2 interceptions. He had other good plays, don't get me wrong. It was a horrific game. But
he brought him back.
Absolutely. All right, so the last 2 nights we've had the NBA draft, and a Fletcher graduate was drafted 54th overall last night by the Golden State Warriors. His name is LeJay Jones, so I wanted to give him a shout out.
Congrats.
We were walking, thank you, RJ. We were walking the dog one day and ended up briefly seeing him. Our neighbor was like, oh, that guy plays for Florida State. And so we figured out that's who it was. And so we got drafted last night, and I was like, hey, there you go. Good for him. RJ, got to get your expertise. I need 2 teams, please, that you would say won the draft, if that's such a thing.
Number 1, the Chicago Bulls.
I was waiting for it.
And number 2,
Caleb Williams and Caleb Wilson.
Yeah,
now
that's
in
gonna get
Chi-Town.
confusing.
Number 2, I know a lot of people like what Atlanta did in the NBA draft, especially picking up Henry Vassar, I believe his name is, out of North Carolina. But I think that when you look at a team such as Chicago, I think that they're starting to build something to where you're saying, not yet, but I can see it.
Okay.
And
I think that's a big compliment.
yeah, I think
Because I couldn't see it 2 months ago.
no, I think with the trade in which they made to Nick Claxton, you bring in a guy like Caleb Wilson. I do believe that when a lot of people you hear talking, they think that this could be the best player in the draft, and that's including with A.J. DeBanza and Darren Peterson and A. Cuff going to Sacramento and things like that as well. They just believe that much in this guy, and these are former NBA players, so certainly going to be interesting to see. Maybe if I had to choose a second team, perhaps San Antonio. I think that they understood that, with Wemby out of the game, certainly changes the way in which they flow. And so they picked up, 2 of the big men that were probably supposed to go to the LA Lakers. We won't discuss that. But they picked both of them up. And then, OKC has done it again. It's stashing picks for them, and nobody really just seems to understand we should not be taking phone calls and playing nice with OKC at all, because they continue to find just like those gems where it's just like, and they got this for who, and they own all the draft picks moving forward. But no, I liked what San Antonio did, and I think that Chicago really made a big splash too. But also, I really believe in this guy now. I like his story. Hopefully, going to be able to get his college coach, who's now at Providence, to speak about him. But Isaiah Nelson was a selection for the Orlando Magic out of USF. And Paul Biancardi, when we had him on, said that this is a guy I think a lot of people are looking over. If the Magic are able to select him, I think they're going to like what he brings to the table. And after watching a highlight package of him, I wish the best for this guy. I think he's going to do a really good job. So yeah, as long as the NBA draft was, you fall asleep, you wake up, it's still going on. But no,
it doesn't have nearly the hype, obviously, of the NFL draft.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be a 2-day thing.
Yeah,
in my opinion, it should just be a 1-day thing. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see a lot of these guys from Boozer to Wilson to Peterson to DeBanza to Nelson, to all these guys, and really, see what this draft class is supposed to be all about, because there's been a lot of fuss made about it that this is going to be a generational type draft class. So hopefully we can see it here in beginning with Summer League, which is coming up fast. I think July 9th is going to be the first date. Everybody's going to be in Vegas playing. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, and then we'll have the battle between Peterson and DeBanza. I believe that's going to be something that everybody's going to be watching and honing in on. So certainly excited, and we have just 5 days until NBA free agency starts. This is a year-round thing. It never ends with the NBA.
That's
they
for
want
sure.
to keep it that way.
That's
How
right.
do you feel about LaMelo to Minnesota?
Does
it
think
fit?
Yes,
Okay.
to me. Now, I certainly do hope that Chris Finch has a lot of Tylenol and Advil and aspirin with him, because I do believe he's going to have a lot of headaches with LaMelo and Anthony Edwards, 2 guys who are just, can go absolutely bananas on the court, but can sometimes go too bananas on the court, where it's just like, what are you guys doing? I think Charles Lee, the head coach of the Charlotte Hornets, it felt to me that maybe he was like, LaMelo's just not my style, like, of point guard. Like, I understand who he is, but he's not my guy. And I think what we saw with Con Knipple in his rookie year, I think he's like, that's kind of a guy that I want to kind of build this entire franchise around, along with Brandon Miller. And Kobe White came on very strong for the Charlotte Hornets at the end of the year, especially in that play-in game that I believe they had against the Heat, which was an all-time classic for me. So they move on, and I believe that the the Minnesota Timberwolves wanted to move off of Julius Randle. They did that, but they wanted to bring in some sort of star. You heard them with names such as Giannis. You also heard names such as Kawhi Leonard. But it seemed like the path of least resistance to where they wouldn't have to sell the farm in terms of giving up a lot of their talent. LaMelo Ball was the option. Now, you did give up a lot of first-round draft picks and pick swaps to do this. But, yeah, I think to get Anthony Edwards off of the ball more and him not having to be doubled, and you have a guy who is, hashtag no conscience in LaMelo Ball. I think it could be possibly a top 5 backcourt in all the NBA. But just Chris Finch. If you need a sponsorship, get with Tylenol or Advil or aspirin or one of those migraine places, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of times where he's going to have to answer questions of like, what were Ant and LaMelo doing in the final 4 minutes? I don't know. I don't know. So no, it'll be exciting in the West.
No more open gym, but do we still have this magic moment?
We still do have this magic moment. So yeah, hopefully we will be having Joey Johnston out of USF. He's the radio play-by-play voice. Want to have him to talk about Mr. Isaiah Nelson, and also try to get his former head coach, who is now at the University of Providence. He took the whole coaching staff there after being at USF last season. So hopefully going to have him on probably in the next few days or couple of weeks, trying to really set aside some time with that right now. Just really want to get the story. He was there with Isaiah, I believe, when he heard his name called. Beautiful moment for me. It seemed like Isaiah, didn't think probably he was going to get drafted. I mean, very emotional, crying and everything, has his family with him. So he followed Isaiah Nelson and the head coach. They followed each other everywhere. They went to Arkansas State, to USF. And, now he kind of sees the culmination of his player getting drafted into the NBA. So definitely just want to hear the story. So
that's awesome.
Love that.
Great story.
I feel like a lot of them cried, and obviously the families are crying too. Like the NFL draft, I feel like fewer and fewer cry, but maybe that's because fewer and fewer actually go to the actual draft. All right, more to do on the other side, including Lauren's Lane, Tintin XL 92.5 FM.
Now, Lauren's Lane. This World Cup soccer update is laced up by Valvoline Instant Oil Changes and Houston's Meats.
Westwood One Sports presents this World Soccer Update. I'm Phil Constantino. Final day of play for Groups D, E, and F at the World Cup. Tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, the U.S. men's national team meets Turkey in L.A. The U.S. has already clinched Group D with 6 points through 2 games. 6 players on the roster yet to see the field in those games at this World Cup. They could play today. One of them, forward Alex Zendejas.
I think we're ready. It's players who have been playing more, playing less. This team's capable of putting so many starting lineups, and everyone's going to play just as well. Yeah, I think that's more like a coaching staff choice.
The U.S. does have 4 players on yellow cards that could sit tonight. Also tonight in Group D, Paraguay versus Australia at 10 Eastern. Group E has the next games up at 4 p.m. Eastern, Curacao versus Ivory Coast, and Ecuador versus Germany. I'm Phil Constantino, Westwood One Sports.
I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Frank Frangie here. I've been telling you about Stanley Pools for years. But you know my favorite thing about this family-owned company? They take such good care of my pool. All I have to do is relax and enjoy it. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and their weekly maintenance makes owning a pool effortless. You can trust Stanley Pools to build your pool or upgrade it. They've done both for me. Call 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
It's Gator passion on display when Patrick Young brings power forward intensity to the drill.
Patrick Young, a rip and a run.
Fast breaks and clutch shots with Dan and Jeff. Friday mornings at 8:30. Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and Kuhn Flowers.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie. Summer heat in Jacksonville is no joke, and the last thing you want is your AC given out when you need it the most. Well, right now, Big Chief Tire is offering $50 off AC services to keep you cool on the road. It's fast, honest service from a local team you can trust. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 904-932-0950 or visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com. Big Chief Tire, your home team for dependable service. That's how you take care of your car the right way.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Yeah, I know how awful it is to get injured, but not like my friend Tom, who got rear-ended last year. Tom McMahon is here. Morgan & Morgan can help you. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. 1,000 lawyers, 100 offices across the nation, and over $30 billion recovered. And guess what? They don't get a single penny unless you do. A proven track record with backup. Hard to find these days, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. Get injured due to someone's neglect, get paid. Dial pound law or check out forthepeople.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. What is a gemologist?
Frank, that's a good question because gemologist is a generic title that can be used by anyone, whether they have any gemological training or not. There's also a graduate gemologist, which is somebody that's taken the gemology courses of the Gemological Institute of America and received a diploma. Then there's a certified gemologist of the American Gem Society. They've received the graduate gemologist diploma, have worked in the jewelry business for a minimum of 3 years, and are tested by examination once a year to re-win the certified gemologist title. There's one other aspect that certified gemologists have that others might or might not have, and that's the accredited gemological equipment to be able to make the right grading calls on diamonds and other gemstones. At Underwoods, we have an American Gem Society accredited gem laboratory that our certified gemologists work in, assuring you the quality and value you deserve.
That's Underwoods, Florida's longest-standing member of the American Gem Society. In San Marco, Avondale, the Shops of Ponte Vedra, Underwood Jewelers.
Prosser here. Who are you? Really? 1010XL wants to know. Just by filling out the listener survey on 1010XL.com, you could win Jags tickets to the home opener, Gator football tickets, Jumbo shrimp tickets, and more. All you have to do is tell us more about you. Fill out the 1010 listener survey at 1010XL.com. What kind of vehicles do you drive? Are you a business owner? What part of 1010XL do you like the most? We want to get to know you better so we can serve you better. Go to 1010XL.com, fill out the survey, and you could be a winner.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Time now to swerve into Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
We're going to talk some World Cup in a second, but first I have a massive update when it comes to the University of Florida and college athletics in general. Florida wound up 6th in the Learfield Directors Cup. That means obviously finishing in the top 10 across all sports. all college athletics. And so Stanford finished in first place, followed by UCLA, then North Carolina, then Virginia, and then Florida. So way to go to the University of Florida. And, I said that wrong. Texas won, because I knew Florida was second in the SEC. So it was Texas, then Stanford, then UCLA, then North Carolina, then Virginia, and then Florida. But more importantly, Florida has finished in the top 10 42 straight years, the longest streak in the country. So I know we talk way more about football, men's basketball, some baseball. I try to push a little gymnastics out into the airwaves, but we don't talk, obviously, that much about those other Olympic sports. And certain schools do pour a lot into it. Maybe not NIL dollars, I'm not saying that, but they certainly are pouring into the resources for these student athletes, the coaches, the support staff, recruiting them, absolutely. And so I think that's a really, really good
Football's actually bringing them down, if you think about it, if you average. Top 10,
it has
right?
been. You're right. John Summerall to the rescue, everybody.
Come on, John.
Yeah, a quick note when it comes to Florida baseball. Florida's expected to hire Oklahoma assistant coach Todd Butler, who has been serving as the Sooners recruiting coordinator. So that's interesting, obviously, since Oklahoma just won the Natty. And so getting their recruiting coordinator is great to take a talented person away from Oklahoma, but also to add to the Florida staff. And speaking of Florida baseball, Aiden King became a unanimous All-American with a second team nod alongside Brendan Lawson, who earned his second All-American honor. That's from D1 baseball. So good stuff for both of them. And then Caden McDonald has won a slew of awards too. Obviously, the guy that both pitched and hit for Florida. It's still not comfortable for me the way the season ended and losing to Troy and giving up all those runs. So I still don't really want to talk about it. Those awards, those accolades are fine for them, but I'm still upset about how things ended. But to the World Cup we go, since I know we haven't talked enough about it for certain people. Yesterday, Bosnia beat Qatar 3-1. Switzerland beat Canada 2-1. Morocco beat Haiti 4-2. Brazil shut out Scotland 3-0. That's the half that you watched, which was really good soccer from Brazil. Mexico, same score, 3-0 against Czechia. And South Africa beat South Korea 1-0. So here's where we stand with all the groups, ladies and gentlemen. Group A, Mexico and South Africa are in. Eliminated has been Czechia. Group B, Switzerland and Canada are in. Eliminated is Qatar. Group C, Brazil and Morocco are in. Haiti eliminated. Group D, that's our group, the United States' group. As we know, United States in, Turkey is out. Australia can secure the group's second automatic berth with a win or draw against Paraguay. That's also at 10 p.m. tonight. Paraguay needs a victory to guarantee them a top 2 finish. So that game opposite of the United States and Turkey, if you're interested in who's going to advance the other part of the group, that game, like I said, 10 p.m. tonight. Group E, Germany is qualified. No one has been eliminated. The games are at 4 p.m. today. So that to me is really interesting. If you're curious, that's Curacao and Ivory Coast in Philadelphia, and then Ecuador and Germany in New Jersey. So they're going to play these group games together, so that way nobody knows exactly what's going on. While the games are going on.
And the Ivory Coast is the one with the player
Jan
from here, so it's cool. They could move on.
Have y'all read the Players Tribune article
I did read it this morning, yes.
Did it make you cry?
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it would. That's why I avoided it yesterday, but then I was like, I do need to read this because I heard JJ talking about it again. I was like, man, I really need to read this article.
It's a good one. That's for sure. Group F, no one has qualified. Tunisia has been eliminated. Those games are at 7 p.m. tonight. That's Japan and Sweden in Arlington, Texas, and Tunisia, Netherlands in Kansas City. Tunisia has been eliminated, but the other ones haven't. Group G, no one has qualified and no one has been eliminated. Both those games are tomorrow night at 11. Group H, no one has qualified, no one has been eliminated. Those games are tomorrow night at 8. And then Group I, France and Norway have qualified, like we talked about, eliminated no one. So Norway, France for seeding, and then Senegal, Iraq for a possible third place berth. Group J, Argentina has qualified. Jordan eliminated. Both those games are Saturday night at 10. Group K, Colombia has qualified. No one's been eliminated. Both of those games are Saturday at 7:30. And finally, Group L, no one has qualified, and Panama has been eliminated. Both those games are Saturday at 5. So we have over the next few days.
There's a lot of ones that actually matter.
Yes, there's a ton of games that matter. Yeah.
Speaking of, like Norway, France, they're both going, but they play tomorrow for the seeding for that group, though.
Yes,
because they're both tied right now.
Right, and so a lot of these games will matter as to who qualifies, but also for seeding and all these goals being scored for these third place teams, because there's 12 third place teams, only 8 will actually advance to the knockout.
Okay.
So it's
do or die time.
It is do or die
Love
time.
it.
Yeah. And one other note, this has nothing to do with the World Cup or with any college athletics. Terrion Arnold was arrested. He's now facing multiple felony charges. He was arrested yesterday in Tampa, Florida, in connection with a robbery and kidnapping that happened in early February. There's a lot of backstory to this.
Yeah.
But basically, he could face life in prison based off of he feels like people stole stuff from him, so then he staged the robbery to get it back. I don't know if it's a robbery if you're going after your own things, but I think according to the letter of the law, it is.
Yeah.
And also, it's just stuff at the end of the day, so I would imagine that staying out of prison for the rest of your life would be a little bit more important than getting your $250,000 worth of merch back.
Well, the armed part of the robbery is what the problem is.
Also part of the problem. Yeah, and he set up people to do it. He wasn't the one, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was all streamed, which is also part of the problem.
Oh, jeez.
It's what?
It was all streamed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see that part.
I read where the prosecution wants him jailed before, till trial. Like,
right. Yeah. They don't want to have any bond.
I don't know. See, I don't know.
It's a messy situation.
And joking off air of like, you don't want to answer to Dan Campbell. You're like, well, he's going to be in prison, so he might be safe from Dan Campbell.
Safer in prison than going back to Detroit.
Yeah. It's just, there's a lot to the story. Like I said, people can go back and read more about
How
it.
How about, can I throw a story? I thought we'd mention it, but I was watching the highlights of the fever, Indiana fever. Did you see?
Caitlin getting punched in the
throat.
throat.
The throat. She had this fist in the throat.
Alyssa Thomas, as a matter of fact, has been suspended for a game after receiving the flagrant 2 foul yesterday for recklessly making contact with her fist to the throat of Caitlin Clark. That's per the WNBA.
She didn't really punch her, but she had a fist that she squeezed into her neck. That poor girl's been taking a beating. And her teammate, Sophie Cunningham, she's one of my favorites. She's not afraid to go after anybody.
Oh, she chirps.
Awesome.
She points. She's that person that just like eggs people on a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was a wild one. Also, the picture, what was the other girl? Sophie, what was her name? The one that punched Caitlin.
Alyssa Thomas.
Alyssa Thomas.
Yeah.
Her arms are jacked, by the way. And that picture looks like a man. I was like, that, like the amount of just muscle, solid muscle. If you would have just sent me that picture, I would have thought she got attacked by
some dude.
Yeah. I was like, holy crap.
WNBA and NBA have merged, everybody.
Let's merge game.
Let's see if the WNBA can win a game.
It is interesting they don't protect her, though. You know, the league. Like, wouldn't you think they would do more?
Well, the coaches come out and said
that
they need to. Yeah, all that fun stuff. But yeah, interesting stuff. All right, the golden moment awaits on the other side. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels, 10 to Nix on any 2.5 FM.
Summer's a great time for 1010XL. So turn up the heat and stay cool with 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The new MVP of lunch has arrived. Firehouse Subs Steak and Cheese Melt. USDA Choice Flame-Seared Steak, sauteed red and green bell peppers, caramelized onions, melted provolone cheese, and mayo on a toasted sub roll. Steak and Cheese Melt only at Firehouse Subs.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Frank Frangie here. Truck buyers, listen up. Right now at Nimnick Chevrolet, you get 0% financing for 60 months on a new Chevy Silverado, 0% for 5 years. Rates haven't been this low in years. Plus, Nimnick Chevrolet's got the largest selection of Silverado trucks in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. Here's what's better. You know they're going to treat you right. I've been buying trucks there forever. I trust Nimnick. It's a great experience for me. It will be for you, too. The best rate, the best prices, the best service. Where? Well, that's easy. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
This is David Lane. You probably heard me talk about Southeast Orthopedic Specialists by now. Gotta tell you, they're not dragging me in here to do this. I volunteer to share my good experiences. Whatever your level of discomfort is, let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. You'll be glad you did.
I'm David Garrard. If you have an orthopedic problem, take it to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Calling all artists. The Jaguars Game Day Poster Series is back, and we're looking for bold, original artists to bring the energy to game days at the bank. Submit your portfolio for a chance to showcase your talent and design a limited edition Jaguars Game Day poster. Don't miss out. Be part of Duval Designs by visiting jaguars.com/Duval Designs.
Everyone's loving the incredible free finance offer at Beard's Diamonds, but you have to hurry. Time is running out.
You have until 6 p.m. on June 30th to get zero interest financing for 5 whole years. This extraordinary offer will not be extended, so don't wait. Beards has the engagement rings, the wedding bands, the earrings, pendants, bracelets, case after case of exquisite jewelry she wants. You can get the lowest price now and then spread your payments over 5 years with zero interest. Take a $6,000 diamond tennis bracelet, get Beard's value price, pay zero down, and pay just $100 a month for 5 years. In a world of high interest rates, this is almost too good to be true. But it's happening now through June 30th at Beard's Diamonds. Beard's Diamonds, the only local jeweler at the town center, giving Jacksonville the selection, value, service, and quality you deserve. The big box chain stores can't even come close. So hurry in to take advantage of free financing. Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center. On approved credit, see store for details.
Checkmate. I'm Brenton Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate mascot and cultural ambassador.
Summer is a perfect time to have your garage floor coating installed. With our chemicals drying even faster in the warmer weather, it's a busy time for us, but we can still keep our prices surprisingly affordable.
And with 0% financing available, you can enjoy your floor now and pay for it later.
And Chester can enjoy his fancy British tea that I have to pay for.
I do enjoy a nice Darjeeling, Brendan, and the quality is important.
And at Checkmate, the highest quality is our minimum standard.
On flooring and tea.
Gorgeous garage floors?
Check. Perfect installation?
Check. Easy payment options that make your great new floor affordable? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Golden moment. We've been talking about some other contracts. Again, congratulations to Brenton Strange. He gets money, I think a good deal for the Jags too. We've talked about it yesterday a little bit in the win-win. Now you got to look towards Parker Washington and Antonio Johnson and getting those deals done and hopefully keeping both of them here in Jacksonville too. Several free agents coming up next year that you have to worry about. So getting those out of the way would be a benefit leading into the season, or at least soon after the season as you can. But we've mentioned a little bit the Major League Baseball and some of the things that they want to kind of alter when it comes to the contracts, the floor being one of the things. Actually having a cap is one of the things. We saw the rumored cap being around $245.3 million and the floor being around $171.2 million, which would have about 5 teams over the cap. So I don't know really how that works of what they'd end up having to do and get those teams under the cap, or if there would be this kind of grandfathered in and then new contracts. I don't know how all of that would look. The floor at the 171, I want to say there was like 12 or 13 teams that were under when we looked at that, Lauren. But new note out of it, the MLB's latest proposal mimics other sports with strict contract limits. Free agents would be limited to a 5-year, $202 million contract. That is 15% of the proposed cap number and would rise, obviously, yearly, kind of how the NFL does. But the crazy thing to attach to this, Juan Soto's deal with the Mets would be 3 times the years and 3.8 times the dollars of that number right now.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's a lot of money for a really bad team right now.
You said the floor is how much?
171.2.
Wow.
So 16 teams
16.
are under
I knew it was like half.
171.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's 16 teams they'd be forced to pay to be like, you have to get over this number.
Yep.
And then 4 or 5 teams would have to get under the 245.
How many are?
6 teams are above 245. Okay. The Mets, the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Phillies, and then the Braves.
Yeah.
But I will say I would imagine that they would have to change it to be more than just the luxury tax, because it's been the luxury tax for a while, and that doesn't seem to prevent those teams like we're talking about from going over the payroll. So I feel like they almost need to like whatever the NFL does if you're over the salary cap. Yeah. That's what Major League Baseball, and I mean, they could, I suppose, take draft picks away. Yeah. Whatever it would be to end up penalizing a team moving forward.
Well, I was about to say, you were talking, I can't remember what we were talking about the other day, but there was like tiers to how far you.
Apron in the NBA.
Apron. Yeah, that's what it was. So something similar to that, where it's like, if you're X amount over, it's the luxury tax. If you're this amount over, a draft pick or the different tiers. That would have to be something they would have to look into. But you would want it more because teams like the Dodgers don't care, clearly. Like they play all the luxury tax in the world. That's what they already do. So there would have to be some sort of something when it comes to that, unless it's just strictly like you cannot be over the cap. Like you have to get your team under the cap like the NFL does. So it will be interesting to see how this passes. When we broke that news of the MLB cap and floor, it said it was the first time since 1994 that it even made the proposal for people to even try and vote on.
Because the players don't want it. You'd think that the players
want a floor.
But I guess some of them don't want a floor.
Oh, Murph always says most of the players want a floor.
The floor for the guys that are lower paid, right?
Yeah, because he said there's just too much of a drastic, some of these young guys are making nothing in Major League Baseball, and there's no way. And then there's 16 teams right now that just don't pay their players because they're like, whatever, and the Cubs are honestly one of those. And I've criticized the Cubs a lot of times. The Cubs do have money to spend and they could pay a lot of these players, yet they still kind of find themselves in cheap situations. And it's like, if you have the money to spend, you're making so much money at Wrigley every single year. You sell out almost every single game. There's no way you can tell me you're not making money. And that's where fans get frustrated. And so the fans also want a floor. The players want a floor because they're seeing their buddies who they feel like making minimal money in the league, and their team they're playing for is making millions and billions.
So the players don't want a floor if it comes with a cap. They're fine with a floor as long as there's not a cap. The owners are saying if there's going to be a floor, there also has to be a cap. That's the problem.
The bottom.
Right. They want to raise the salaries overall, but obviously those top tier guys don't want any sort of salary cap because look at some of the deals that we've seen.
But that Juan Soto 3.8 times.
That's unbelievable.
It's wild.
How many players on a roster that they have to pay? Is it like 30? Like
it's like
25. With the bullpen and everything? Like I'm assuming they're all on the payroll as well. Is
it's 25. I think.
Okay, and then the big guys are making massive. So I wonder what those lower tier guys are making. Like what? Do they have minimums?
I mean,
or would that be the floor? No.
Yeah, they don't have a floor.
They don't have a minimum salary.
You have to pay somebody this amount. And it's not even set like the NFL,
26,
where it's kind of like if you
26?
26.
Okay.
And then you obviously you have the movement in the MLB. So it does get a little bit more intricate because you're having guys on a daily basis moving from AAA to majors and going from majors to AAA. So they have to think about some of those when it comes to contracts and stuff like that and how they pay. So it is a little different than NFL, and that's why it's like it's not like, okay, here it is because you have X amount of guys, 90-man, 52, whatever the case may be. It's like, hey, you've got these guys moving throughout single, double, triple, MLB, sent back down. You have arbitration that gets involved in it when guys are getting drafted. And so it is very difficult, but I think that in my head, you would think if you want that bad, if the players want that bad to be there's some floor and you want to take care of those guys that aren't making money, then just compromise. It's not like it's not like they're cutting off some crazy. You can still make as a free agent $202 million contract. Like
exactly.
Just meet in the middle somewhere.
If they're on the 26-man roster, their minimum salary is $780,000.
Minimum is okay.
But if they're on the 40-man roster and they get sent down, then it can go as low as like $45,000.
Oh, really? Wow, what a dip.
It's a massive difference.
Holy
and especially,
cow.
too, obviously, like which, are you AAA or are you single A? Like all that
That's
stuff
the thing.
matters.
The NFL, I mean, look.
Because those guys are making like 15, 20,000, some of those single A players.
Yeah, right. I was just going to say with the NFL, like at least, I mean, not at least, but
Practice
your
squad
first
is,
year,
you're
you're
going to
making
make over
money,
$400,000.
Yeah, right.
And
you're
those are
making
those
real
single
money.
A guys sometimes are first round draft picks.
Yeah.
Like Pete Crow Armstrong was drafted very high, but started in single A making no money whatsoever. Granted, they climb
Signing
quickly. The
bonus
better
and-
you are, the quicker you climb, the more money you can make. But it obviously you have that first contract, and it takes. And the MLB teams, they try to be sneaky, and the owners try and get around certain things. They the whole Chris Bryant situation, they were the arbitration stuff, and so they were trying not to have to pay him that next year, like renew the contract even though it was up, because they were like, well, we didn't call him up until this day. And so it's kind of like football, like college football in the sense of like red shirt. Well, you have to play X amount of games, so if you don't, it counts as your season. If it doesn't, it's this. Like baseball does that in certain ways, and the managers try to like finagle things like that, and so players are sick of that stuff, and that's what they've been fighting a lot.
Yeah, they should. I mean, look, those guys, especially the AAA, going back and forth. That's, I mean, 760 to 45. I mean, seriously, That's like going to the Great Depression,
Well, you're playing a 6-game series, then get called up in the middle and play a Major League Baseball game or two, and then you get sent back down and go straight back to that 6-game series.
The moment you get that call in the office multiple times as a player.
Yeah.
Well, we feel for football players that happens to, right? You're up on the active, you're off.
The practice squad. Because it's such a shorter season, it's once they're active, I want to say it's like 4 games. Once you're active for a certain amount of games, then you have to be kept on the active roster. With baseball, they can do it as many times as they want, right? And it has to be hard for managers too, or whomever in the personnel office that's making those phone calls. Like, we're going to DFA you again. We just sent you. We just called you up last week. Now we're designating you for assignment once again. By the way, speaking of Golden, those Ella Langley tickets are quite the pricey ticket.
What is it?
Well, the pre-sale was today. I was in line in the queue. There was like 207,000 people in front of me. So by the time I got through, there were almost no tickets. There were single tickets available with an obstructed view. That started for the good section like $300. For the higher up section, still like $200. But obstructed view, only 1 ticket. The regular sale goes on sale tomorrow. And I don't blame Ella Langley for this, by the way. I blame Ticketmaster and the bots and all that stuff. But yeah, the regular sale tomorrow, 10 a.m. So if you want to see her, you may end up spending some money on the verified resale ticket market if you're not able to get the tickets tomorrow. But I also don't know how many she actually released today for this pre-sale. But it also could be she released a ton today and there won't be as many tomorrow. But yeah, that's where I saw some for the concert in Arkansas that were for sale, like pit tickets that were for sale for $11,000.
Oh my God.
Like, and then, higher up tickets like $1,000 per. Like, it's just wild out there. Maybe just camp out right outside of the arena and
just
try and listen.
Yeah,
you could do that with Taylor's place.
Someone open the door, please.
Yeah, I don't think that works in the arena.
Crack open the door.
But I will say Cameron Marlowe and Ella Langley are phenomenal. I will tell you that. All right, 1 segment to go. And then we'll turn it over to the Frangie Show, 10 to XL 92.5 FM.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
Hey, I know how awful it is to get injured out there, but never due to someone else's negligence like many of you. Tom McManus here. If this speaks to you directly, you got to check out Morgan & Morgan, the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. All they do is win. 1,000 lawyers, 100 offices, over $30 billion recovered for their clients. They don't get paid unless you do, too, man. What a proven track record with backup. That's hard to find, no doubt, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. Get injured due to someone's neglect, you get paid. Dial pound law on your cell or check out forthepeople.com.
Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why we are North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. KeyBuickGMC.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents. Look no further, though, than I-9 Sports, covering Duval, St. John's, and Clay to get your youngster in the game. Summer and fall registration open right now for flag football, soccer, t-ball, and basketball, plus girls volleyball at UNF and Bishop Snyder. Fields and gyms all over the First Coast, including Fort Family Field. And the best thing is, I-9 Sports offers sports year-round, so kids can always find a sport to play. i9sports.com, enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mokama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and Lagers, matching memories and some Mokama magic is what it's all about. Mokama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mokama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Oh no, I dropped my lip balm in the water. I can't think of anything worse than the looming threat of potentially having chapped lips. It was ginger vanilla too, my favorite flavor.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, I haven't seen you in a while, pal. Where have you been?
Out on the town, every night.
Way to go, Tiger.
Well, it's a bit of a mystery, Jason. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm getting all these Visa gift cards in the mail. I'm spending them as fast as I can, but...
Wait, you're getting random gift cards in the mail?
$25, $100. I'm buying drinks, I'm buying dinner. I don't think I'm cut out to be a social butterfly, Jason.
Pal, those are from our Bueller Air and Plumbing referral program.
They are?
Yeah. If you recommend Bueller Air and Plumbing to a friend or family member and they book us for a service call, we send you a $25 Visa gift card as a thank you. And if we install a new system, we send a $100 gift card.
So if I take a girl out and tell her about Bueller, I might get enough to take another girl out and tell her about Bueller?
I mean, it's not the worst idea you've had.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
We've had a ton of fun today, but let's head from 1010XL headquarters out to Lemon Bar and say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Frank, about a month and 4 days, and then we will be at the first Jaguars training camp practice. Are you already excited? Do you have your outfit already picked out?
Well, I do. I have all the whole week's fits picked out, Lauren. But before I get to that, I can go ahead and break news for you. I like to break news on your show. I think that doesn't happen very often. So let me go and do it now with everybody in America listening. This just came across the wires now that we're here at the Lemon Bar, and we're doing every show for the rest of my career from the Lemon Bar. That news just broke right now, so you guys have it on your show. This is a fantastic setup. Modelo was sponsoring it. Thanks to our friends from Modelo. What a gorgeous setup it has been. I'm not kidding. It's been 20 years since I've been to the Lemon Bar. What have I been missing? Great crowd here already, and everyone getting ready for a little soccer tonight, so we're excited about it.
So 4 days a week at Lemon Bar moving forward.
Yes.
I think that's a pretty good schedule.
That's right. 4-day maximum. That's exactly right. It'd be a maximum of 4 days. So, but we're excited about this. And then Lauren lives at the beach, and Tommy lives at the beach, and Taylor hangs out at the beach. So you guys know this better than I do. But it really is a great setup, and we're glad to be here, and we're excited about it. And look, everyone, I know the game doesn't matter tonight, but it does matter because it's the U.S. and the World Cup, right? So it doesn't matter, but it does. And I think. A lot of people will be out here talking about that, so that'll be looking forward to that. A lot of fun stuff. Ryan O'Halloran's going to sit in today. Ryan's kind enough to join us. He'll be on the lead tomorrow, but he's on this show today, and we'll talk about Brenton Strange. And I got a lot of questions for Ryan about a variety of things, so we'll hit that all for you coming up today as well. So a lot of fun stuff going on here, guys.
Frank, I told you I have family night dinner tonight, but I can come to the Lemon Bar around 10 p.m. around kickoff time if you'll still be there.
I tell you what I'll do. Text me first. Okay. Text me first, and let's have that discussion then. Okay. If I don't answer, I don't love you any less. I'm just asleep. Okay.
Frank, I was telling them how I have a friend, Frankie, and I always accidentally text you like, "Are you meeting us here tonight?" And you're like, "No, Taylor."
She's not. Look, she's not kidding. I can't tell you how many times, and I get excited, and then I realize it wasn't me. Taylor's inviting me out, and I get all excited, and say, "Oh, sorry, Frank, it wasn't you." I mean, it's a bummer. Is what it is. So, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about a lot of things today on the program. But we do invite people to come out. They'll be rocking here. It's already started. Great crowd here already. And obviously they'll have the game on tonight at 10 o'clock. Again, our appearance brought to you by our friends at Modelo, but and all kind of specials from Modelo we'll be telling you all about. But we do invite you to come out and have a big time. We're really excited about being out here at the beach. And they're great hosts for us here at the Lemon Bar, and we can't wait to get it going.
Can I say drinks on Brenton Strange?
Yes, say that. You might want to run it by Brent, but you can absolutely say that. But come on out. We hope everybody come out and stopped out and says hello.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Frank. We'll certainly be listening to you and Ryan. And yeah, Modelo specials. You could see them on that screen there.
Great way to start the weekend.
Absolutely.
Out at the Lemon Bar, man. Beautiful day, sun shining, and they, like we said yesterday, awesome spot, great food.
Food is good.
Good music.
The fried banana peppers are one of my favorite things that they have. Have you had them there?
No.
So good.
Okay.
They're delicious.
Mm-hmm. Then you roll right down a beach, play some pool.
Yeah. Shuffleboard.
Yeah, good stuff.
There's a lot of options.
I love Neptune Beach. It's just awesome. Our beaches are great. Jack's Beach, Neptune, Atlantic, they're all great.
They are.
Lots
and I think what's fun too is people tend to forget the ocean is literally right there. People will go to whether it's Coop 303 or Flying Iguana or North Beach or whatever, and they'll never actually go the 40 steps that it takes to actually look at the ocean. I'm like, guys, it's right there. You got to take advantage of it.
Yeah. It's nice too, as you know, like when you live out at the beach, and we're like 5-6 blocks from the sand, right? So we're a ways away, but
a ways away.
Well, not a way.
No,
like,
I
you
know
know
what
what I
you
mean.
mean.
It's not like you're on the beach, but you can hear the ocean. Like when you're out grilling,
smell it for sure.
You can smell. It's just a happy, kind of atmosphere environment.
It is funny. You forget sometimes, like when I went up to family vacation, we are North Bertles and we're like on the beach, but they live in kind of more central inlet in South Carolina. So they're about 4 or 5 hours from the beach on a normal basis.
Okay.
And so this last time it kind of clicked because I'm sitting out. It was the first day we got there, it was kind of rainy and I wasn't freaking out. I'm like, we have a whole week here. We'll have plenty of beach time. And one of the girls was like, I have to get to the beach. I haven't seen the ocean in a year. And I was like, what?
Wow,
and then you forget. It's just so accessible and easy here.
Yep.
And you don't think about it until you hear stuff like that. And it's like they're not right by the beach.
I couldn't imagine growing up.
Not every
out
state
at
has the beach.
I mean,
It was great.
I couldn't imagine how great that would be.
We would go to the beach after dinner so many nights.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we would always think to ourselves, like, we're not going to get in the ocean tonight. So we'd never wear bathing suits, my younger brother and I.
Yeah.
And
You'd end up in
every
it.
night we'd get in the ocean and then walk back home sopping wet.
At the beach, like Michigan.
Yeah,
there you
exactly. They do. Oak Street Beach.
Yeah.
Good one.
That's how you know how spoiled beach people are is you're 6 blocks, I'm 10 blocks or whatever. And we'll be like, it's kind of far. We actually drive to the beach.
We live a ways.
We do.
What's great about Lake Michigan, I was in there last summer and I'm swimming around like a little bit out of ways. I'm like, no sharks, no gators, nothing can really harm you at all. Like, it's so nice.
Yeah.
You float out there. Yeah, it's cold, but so what? I'll take the cold water and not have to worry
Lakes
about
in
my lips
North
coming off.
Yeah, lakes in North Georgia and above,
Yeah.
north of that, slightly less dangerous than lakes around these parts than in South Georgia. All right, that'll do it for us today. For Tom McManus, Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show live from Lemon Bar with Ryan O'Halloran is next.
Welcome.